It's the hero of Damas. Come in, stay a while. Tell me all about your adventures.
I'm afraid I don't have the time.
I see. Too important for me now.
It's not that.
No, of course not. How may I serve you then?
Al-Muallim has asked I take the life of the one they call Jubair.
Ah, Salahuddin's chief scholar. Strange choice of target in my opinion. But who are we to question the master's will? I'm sure he has his reasons.
Then you're familiar with the man.
He's been quite busy these past few days, organizing the scholars and sending them into the streets to preach.
What do they speak of?
Light and fire, cleansing sins, apocalyptic nonsense if you ask me. All this talk of paths and a new world.
What about this new world?
Couldn't say. I don't pay attention to the ramblings of madmen. Much too busy with real work.
Very well. I'll walk among the people, see what I can learn. Where would you suggest I search?
South of here, you'll find an academy and a guard tower. They're both good places to search. There's also a hospital to the east you might want to visit.
I'll begin at once.
So eager. You've certainly changed. And for the better, I might add.
King and his infidel army. They leave horrors in their wake. Salahuddin rides to meet him, that his barbarous acts might be
away with you.
I'll have you! No, you must not trespass here.
I'm so hungry.
The fires of war consume the land, and thousands of lives are lost in its defense. It seems a tragedy, but I say this is an honor to die in service to God, fighting for what we believe in. There is no greater glory than this. Curse him! Curse the Christian king and his army of infidels! They go against the will of God and must be made to pay! I stand before you to deliver a warning. Should Richard take Jaffa, there will be no stopping him. He will march on Jerusalem next. We must end this before it has a chance to begin.
Bad news, brother. I killed a Templar this morning. Well, I suppose that's actually good news. I even found a letter on him which I gave to Namair, who said he'd find you and deliver it. But from the look in your face, I suspect this hasn't happened. Go on then. Don't waste any more time with me. Seek Namair and get that letter.
Please, can't you spare something? I'm poor and sick and hungry. Oh, please don't leave. Just a little time, please.
Hırsızlar garajına mutfak. Pis hırsız. Gebereceksin. Hırsızlar garajına mutfak. Hırsızlık yapmanın cezası ölümdür.
You are not supposed to be here. Leave.
Pis hırsız. Gebereceksin.
Here. Take this.
Hırsızlar
I've been looking everywhere for you. Now I can finally return to Masyaf. Last time I offered to do someone a favor.
Pis hırsız. Gebereceksin. Hırsızlık yapmanın cezası ölümdür.
Please, help me!
Hırsızlık yapmanın cezası ölümdür.
Let me go!
Hırsızlar dar ağacına müstahak. Hırsızlık yapmanın cezası ölümdür.
You're a dead man.
Going to cause trouble.
Here, I'll have your head. Over here. You're mine. Look out. Stay on him. Everywhere. Over here, faster. Here. He's over here. Don't lose him. Come back here. You'll never get away!
Stand in defense of our great civilization. Make no mistake, in our very existence we are heading for. We must resist. Now comes the English king and his infidel army. They leave horrors in their wake. Al-Hadid rides to meet him. That these barbar attacks might be avenged. Praise and God, glorious and exalted is he, who finds favor with us, that he may grant us victory. I stand before you to deliver a warning. Should Richard take Jaffa, there will be no stopping him. He will march on Jerusalem next. We must end this before it has a chance to begin. That city is ours, has always been ours. And it is our duty to defend it until death. The Crusaders must be destroyed! The fires of war consume the land, and thousands of lives are lost in its defense. It seems a tragedy, but I say this is an honor to die in service to God, fighting for what we believe in. There is no greater glory than this. Be wary, friends. The Shaitan is everywhere, watching, waiting. He tempts us always. Be strong like Salahadin, and take up arms against our enemies. The English king and their arms. Victory! Yes!
What have I?
Kime boyun eğmek istiyorsun?
Make no mistake, it is our very existence we are fighting for. The infidel king will see us all wiped from the world. We must resist. We must push back. The fires of war consume the land, and thousands of lives are lost in its defense. It seems a tragedy, but I say this is an honor. To die in service to God, fighting for what we believe in. There is no greater glory than this. I stand before you to deliver a warning. Should Richard take Jaffa, there will be no stopping him. He will march on Jerusalem next. We must end this before it has a chance to begin. That city is ours, has always been ours. And it is our duty to defend it until death. The Crusaders must be destroyed. Brave Saladin! He has found the strength to stand in defense of our great civilization. Make no mistake, it is our very existence we are fighting for. The infidel king would see us all wiped from the world. We must resist. We must push back.
Leave now!
Now comes the English king.
Kime boyun eğmek istiyorsun? Korkak! İşte kaçıyor! Durdurun! İşte kaçıyor! Durdurun! Kaçmak fayda etmez! Geber kafir! Kime boyun eğmek istiyorsun? Gel buraya! Kime boyun eğmek istiyorsun? Geber kafir! Gel buraya! O kadar kolay vazgeçmeyeceğim. Burada! Bu tarafta! Artık bir anlamı yok.
Why is he doing that? Everywhere they ride, suffering in their wake. They say it is a crusade. Crusade for what? Ignorance? Violence? Madness? We must resist. We must fight them in any way we can. Now comes the English king and his infidel army. They leave horrors in their wake. Saladin rides to meet him, that these barbarous acts might be avenged. Pray that God, glorious and exalted is he, finds favor with us, that he may grant us victory. Be wary, friends! The Shaitan is everywhere! Watching, waiting! He tempts us always! Be strong! Strong like Salahadin! And take up arms against our enemies in whatever way you can! I stand before you to deliver a warning! Should Richard take Jaffa, there will be no stopping him! He will march on Jerusalem next! We must end this before it has a chance to begin! That city is ours, has always been ours! And it is our duty to defend it until death! The Crusaders must be destroyed! Fires of war consume the land! Thousands of lives are lost in its defense! It seems a tragedy, but I say this is an honor! Try and service to God, fighting for what we believe in! There is no greater glory than this! Curse him! Curse the Christian king and his army of infidels! They go against the will of God and must be made to pay! Everywhere they ride, they leave only suffering.
We found the
in their
place.
wake.
It's just as you described it.
I suspect he'll want to deal with this himself, and quickly. Best we say nothing to the others.
A wise course of action. Truth be told, I'll be happy when this business is done.
Soon, my friend, soon. Today should see the last of them put to torch. Boy, come here. You still have the letter I gave you?
Yes.
Go and deliver it then. You'll find the one it's meant for inside the madrasa.
We are all white for the world. We must resist. We must push back. Be wary, friends.
Or I'll make
The Shaitan is everywhere. Watching, waiting. He tempts us always. Be strong. Strong like Salahadin. And take up arms against our enemies in whatever way you can. The fires of war consume the land. And thousands of lives are lost in its defense. It seems a tragedy. I say, this is an honor to die in service to God.
Can't you spare something?
Surrounded by false knowledge, created by wicked men who seek dominion over your minds. Locked away, they might still be discovered. But once burned, these texts can no longer do harm. Jubair sees things the way they truly are. Sees the poison you carry in your hearts and minds. He works to cast it out. Remove all texts from your homes and schools. Give them to us. They must be destroyed.
You foul
Ölüler birbirleriyle dövüşüyor.
Violence is not the answer, my child.
In this we agree, so speak and I may stay my blade. What is it your master intends? Why destroy all this knowledge?
We lay the stones to build a road upon which soon all men will travel. It leads to a better tomorrow.
That is not what I see.
Then you are blind. The words upon these parchments, they are poison. Jubair holds the cure. He'll free us from their lies.
It's nonsense you speak. You've lost your mind.
No, not lost, but found. I see the world for what it truly is. He has shown me so much. I am illuminated.
A fanatic is all you are, and dangerous for it.
Do what you must. It changes nothing. We are not afraid.
You should be.
Undone. Einen Stuhl. دعوه يفلت. يدرك نفسي. خذوا عليه.
What news, Altaya?
I've learned much about my enemy.
Share what you know then.
Jubair has become obsessed with purging the city of its knowledge.
A most terrible crime. Now I see why Al-Mualim wants you to remove him.
He's using the city scholars to assist him. They go out into the streets, harassing the people and collecting all their written words. I fear he intends to destroy them all.
He must be stopped.
That's why I'm here. He's to hold a meeting soon, at the Madrasa Al-Qallasa. It's where I'll go. It's where I'll take his life.
I'll leave you alone to prepare. Bring glory to the Brotherhood.
Fast forwarding memory to a more recent one.
He's going to cause trouble. They leave horrors in their wake. Saladin rides to meet him, that these barbarous acts might be avenged. Pray that God, glorious and exalted is he, finds favor with us. And grant us victory.
Could you spare a few coins?
Be wary,
Please,
friend.
sir, have any
Not
money.
a fool.
All I ask is for a few coins. No,
wait.
you don't understand. I have nothing. Please,
Be strong. Strong
I
like
beg of you. I beg of you, just a few coins, please. No, you don't understand. I have nothing.
what? You have
A few coins. All I ask is for a few coins. My family's sick and dying. Could you spare a few coins?
Yapmanın cezası ölümdür.
Help me! Somebody help me! Just a little money, I beg of you. A few coins.
Hırsızlık yapmanın cezası ölümdür.
You want something?
Cezası ölümdür.
Go away.
Yapmanın cezası ölümdür.
He should stop acting like a child.
Hırsız! Gebereceksin.
Who did this?
Hırsızlar dar ağacına müstahaktır. Hırsızlık yapmanın cezası...
Every single text in this city must be destroyed. My friend, you must not do this. Much knowledge rests within these parchments, put there by our ancestors for good reason.
And what reason is this?
They are beacons, meant to guide us, to save us from the darkness that is ignorance.
No, these bits of paper are covered in lies. They poison your minds, and so long as they exist, you cannot hope to see the world the way it truly is.
How can you accuse these scrolls of being weapons? They are tools of learning.
You turn to them for answers and salvation. You rely more upon them than yourselves. This makes you weak and stupid. You trust in words, drops of ink. Do you ever stop to think of who put them there? Or why? No, you simply accept their words without question. And what if those words speak falsely? As they often do. This is dangerous.
You are wrong. These texts give the gift of knowledge. We need them.
You love your precious writings. You'd do anything for them?
Yes. Yes, of course.
Then join them! Any man who speaks as he is just as much a threat. Do any else among you wish to challenge me? Good. Your orders are simple enough. Go out into the city, collect any remaining writings and add them to the piles in the streets. When you're done, we'll send a cart to collect them, that they may be destroyed.
Away!
You are not allowed to be here. Citizen! Bring forth your writings. Place them in the pile before me. Keep any is a sin. Know and embrace the fruit of my words. Give yourselves
They seem safe, but it is a trick. Fell words give way to evil deeds.
Who did this? Come back now. It's forbidden for you to be here.
Their armies will leave horrors in their wake.
Kohra ben Wajed.
Geber kafile boyun eğmek katliam fayda etmez. Önümden geçsin.
Today is a glorious day. We will at last be free. Purge yourselves of these evil spirits before they can prove.
İşte kaçıyor. Korkma.
Today is a glorious day. We will at last be free. Purge yourselves of these evil spirits.
For centuries, you are not we're quietly at...
Where is the one responsible? You are not allowed to be here. Please. Go. You must not trespass here.
See how well you handle this!
Geber kafir. Sen bana vurun onu. Gel buraya. Kime boyun eğmek istiyorsun? Çekil önümden hatta ederim. Babayım kime boyun eğmek istiyorsun?
Unbelievable! He must be stopped! Yes, he runs from me as he does from the tree. Pursuing me will only be
Beni gözüm kapalı bile yener. Kaybetmeyin onu. Belki farkında değilsin ama hali hazırda kaybettim. Kapalı bile yener. Beni yenemeyecek. Beni yenemeyecek. Kime boyun eğmek istiyorsun?
Why? Why have you done this?
Men must be free to do what they believe. It is not our right to punish one for thinking what they do, no matter how much we disagree.
Then what?
You of all people should know the answer. Educate them. Teach them right from wrong. It must be knowledge that frees them, not force.
They do not learn, fixed in their ways as they are. You are naive to think otherwise. It's an illness for which there is but one cure.
You're wrong, and that's why you must be put to rest.
Am I not unlike those precious books you seek to save? A source of knowledge with which you disagree, yet you are rather quick to steal my life.
A small sacrifice to save many. It is necessary.
Is it not ancient scrolls that inspire the Crusaders? That fill Salah ad-Din and his men with a sense of righteous fury? Their texts endanger others, bring death in their wake. I too was making a small sacrifice. It matters little now. Your deed is done, and so am I.
Kaçman fayda etmez. Açıl! Geber! Gel buraya! Kime boyun buraya? Siz Allah'sın! Gel buraya! Çabuk gel! Kime boyun istiyorsun? Gel buraya! Kovalayın! Gel buraya! Aman fayda etmez! Kovalayın! Kaybetmeyin onu! Kaçmasına izin vermeyin! Burada! Bu tarafta! Bu tarafta! Durdurun onu!
Altair, tell me you've met with success.
Yes, Jubair's fires are extinguished. His life as well.
Excellent news. I had no doubt you'd succeed.
You should have seen it. The scholars followed him so readily. Wasn't just books they fed to fire either, but any man who opposed them.
Such ignorance breeds only evil. You've done a good thing this day.
As with my other targets, he believed he was doing the right thing, clearing a path to a better future.
Of course he would. Such is the landscape of a madman's mind.
The things I've seen these past few weeks, it's as if all the land has gone mad.
And this is why we fight to end the war, that sanity might return. The people are desperate for direction. It's easy for men like Jubair to prey on this and turn them towards evil. You should go, Altair. Return to Al-Mualim. Tell him what you saw. Let him know the good you've done this day.
Safety and peace, Rafiq.
Upon you as well.
Fast forwarding memory to a more recent one.
Not a lot of time, Vic.
Understand there's a narrow launch window.
Wherever it's hidden, time to retrieve it.
Working on it.
And when it's done,
He'll be taken care of.
I want that progress report by tomorrow morning.
I've got some work I need to do. So you've got the rest of the night to yourself. Time's wasting, Mr. Miles.
Yeah, I'm coming.
We're nearly done, you know.
And then what?
You'll see. Maybe they'll even let you watch when it begins. It's not as terrible as you think.
Look, I know you're not gonna let me leave. So why not tell me what's going on? Humor me.
I'm not an idiot, Mr. Miles. I think you've already learned quite a bit.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Of course not.
All right, let me ask you something else then.
Yes?
Some of the stuff I'm seeing in the Animus, sometimes it seems wrong. Untrue, like the history is off somehow. It doesn't...
It doesn't what, Mr. Miles? Match up with what you read on an online encyclopedia? What your high school history teacher taught you? Let me ask you something. Do these supposed experts have access to secret knowledge kept hidden from the rest of us?
There are books, letters, documents, all sorts of source material from back then. Some of it seems to contradict what the Animus is showing me.
Anyone can write a book, and they can put whatever they want on its pages. Anything. Used to be, we thought the world was flat.
Some people still do.
Yes, and they publish books about it. Or that the moon landing was a hoax. I believe there's also a book claims the world was created in 7 days. A bestseller, too.
Where's this going, Doc?
The point, I suppose, is that you shouldn't trust everything you hear, everything you read. What's that your ancestors said? Nothing is true.
Everything is permitted.
Yes, exactly. It's part of what makes the Animus so spectacular. There's no room for misinterpretation.
There's always room.
Touché, Mr. Miles. Now that I've answered your question, can we begin?
When you have been exposed, killing some of your pursuers will make it easier to escape.
Amin, my student, we have much to discuss. We are close, Altair. Robert de Sable is now all that stands between us and victory. It is his mouth gives the orders. His hand pays the gold. With him dies the knowledge of the Templar treasure and any threat it might pose.
I still don't understand how a simple bit of treasure could cause so much chaos.
The piece of Eden is temptation given form. Merely look at what it's done to Robert. Once he tasted of its power, the thing consumed him. He saw not a dangerous weapon to be destroyed, but a tool, one that would help him realize his life's ambition.
He dreamed of power then?
Yes and no. He dreamed, still dreams, like us, of peace.
But this is a man who sought to see the Holy Land consumed by war.
No, Altair. How can you not see when you're the one that opened my eyes to this?
What do you mean?
What do he and his followers want? A world in which all men are united. I do not despise his goal. I share it. But I take issue with the means. Peace is something to be learned, to be understood, to be embraced.
He would force it.
And rob us of our free will in the process.
Strange, to think of him in this way.
Never harbor hate for your victims, Altair. Such thoughts are poison, and will cloud your judgment.
Could he not be convinced, then, to end his mad quest?
I spoke to him in my way, through you. What was each killing if not a message? But he has chosen to ignore us.
Then there's only one thing left to do.
Jerusalem is where you faced him first. It's where you'll find him now. Let this final offering lend you strength. Go, Altair. It's time to finish this.